So keep in mind, this story is fictional, and I was a completely different person back then. Sometimes you live and learn what not to do. This is a little aside story that happened as we were boarding the plane in Kansas City. I don't know if I've told Austin this before, but he didn't know about it at the time. Anyways, leading up to going to the Camino, I had been talking to a lot of my friends at work. I'm obviously thinking about this for 6 months, and there happened to be a kid that worked in the back, a busboy, that was kind of a psychonaut, and I had been experimenting with psychedelics at the time, but I'd never done anything synthetic. And if you know about psychedelics, most are plants, mushrooms, seeds, flowers, things along those lines. So I'd never done anything synthetic. However, if you study different substances and what they do, it's very clear, even for someone who's never done it, that LSD is a psychedelic and is very closely related to all those plants and other things. Anyways, so I was talking to this guy, and he had been at some concert or rave or something, and he had got a hold of a whole bunch of Grateful Dead acid. I guess it was from the original strain or something. Anyways, he was like, it's good stuff. And so I had never done that, but I thought, ooh, what if I got one tab of acid and brought it with me to Spain, and then, waited till the end and took it when we got to Santiago. And that was kind of like, oh, that'd be interesting. So I got a tab from him, and then I did a little research as far as it seems like it's odorless, relatively undetectable. The little piece of paper is like just a square about that big, and this had like a little Grateful Dead teddy bear on it. So I thought, okay, shouldn't be a problem. It's tiny. You can't really, I don't know, maybe you can test for it, but it doesn't seem like anybody can smell it. And, even in an x-ray, they probably wouldn't think, especially just one versus, if you're trying to do a bunch. Also, keep in mind, this story is fictional, and I was a completely different person back then. Sometimes you live and learn what not to do. Anyways, so I had this. I was wearing, they were kind of like all-weather hiking pants that had cargo pockets and the legs zipped off too. Anyways. And then I got a book, an old musty paperback book that I wanted to read, and I just stuck the tab of acid in there. And then my initial plan going to the airport, obviously I'm not telling Austin about this because he would definitely freak out, and probably most normal people would as well. But I stick the book in my cargo pocket because at first it was a small paperback, and at first my thought was, okay, better not to go through the x-ray machine at all. The book will make it through the metal detector, so if I get through that, then we're basically home free. So we're in Kansas City International Airport, the old one, and they have the security right next to the gate. So we're going through security. We put our backpacks on the thing, and then I'm walking towards the metal detector with the book in my pocket, in my cargo pants. And as I'm walking through, I see the security guard in front of me that's watching the metal detector, and I see his sight go to my pocket, and I notice him notice something's in my pocket. So, I'm just like, oh, yeah, here. Oh, sorry, I forgot I have this book. And put the book on the x-ray thing, go through. At that point, I'm a little, okay, let's see what happens. But the most, in any type of situations like this, and maybe that's why I'm drawn to them throughout my life, is everything becomes kind of heightened, and the most important thing you can't do is be scared, freak out. Like, you have to be calm. Like, you have to, if you can not think about anything at all, that's best. But, just be calm, basically. And I didn't have anything to really worry about yet. Anyways, so I was fine. We made it through security. We walked over to the gate, and there were some chairs by the window right next to the gate. We both sat down. And I'm on the left side of Austin, and he's sitting here. And so we're just waiting for the plane. And then out of the corner of my eye, over at the end of the waiting area, I see two policemen, and one has a German Shepherd. And again, I'm like, well, I think I'm okay. But even if you are, even if you aren't, whatever, there's nothing you can do at that point except sit there and try to relax, make some chit chat. Anyways, I'm watching these cops come around, and they're going down each chair, bench, and this dog is sniffing, obviously for something, drugs or something else, who knows. But so I'm sitting here, and I have my leg, I'm kind of sitting, I don't know if you can see, my leg is kind of out here, and my cargo pocket is right here, and the book is in there, and the tab of acids is in the book. So this dog comes over, starts coming down my seat, and sniffs down right on the pocket, puts his nose right on the pocket. And, in those moments, for real, there's, a brief freezing of time where it's like, well, what's going to happen next? Anyways, nothing happened. Dog walked around. They continued on down the waiting room. And I'm kind of like, phew, but I can't even, you can't even be like, phew. You just have to act normal, I guess. And then they came back the other direction, but same thing. I don't know if they were targeting me specifically because they were, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't acting as normal as I thought at the beginning. It's hard to say sometimes, but I don't know. They came back, and then same thing. Dog goes nose on the book again. And I'm just sitting here like, nice doggy. And then the dog and the police officer walk away. And again, I can't even tell Austin what's going on. He has no idea. So I'm just like, well, that was fun. But then we got on the plane, and I pretty much kind of forgot about the tab of acid for the most part on the rest of the journey, and nothing ever happened again. There was one time where Austin was telling me an old story where they were in Germany or something, and the cops all boarded the train with German Shepherds and were searching, and I was like, that would be not desirable. But I never really had any other problems with that. I'm not gonna say what happened to that yet. I'll tell you at the end of the first Camino story. And yeah, don't recommend that. Apparently it works, so you can do with that what you will, but definitely not worth it. Don't do that.